Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent. I was a teaching instructor while I was there. I want to talk to you today about the currently non-collectible program, or the hardship program that IRS has. I worked at IRS 10 years. I was a revenue officer. I probably put about 60% of my inventory when I was there in currently non-collectible or hardship. When you work at IRS, you say you 53 the case, because that's the form that you would put it on. You know, there's good news and bad news about the IRS hardship program, or currently non-collectible. A lot of people that call me are in hardship or currently not collectible. If you think you are, you want to get there, you have to understand that IRS is going to take a financial statement. They're going to document it. They're going to want to know what your W-2 says, or what your current pay stub is, and the income and expense analysis. They do that, and then they put you into currently non-collectible or in hardship. But a deep dive into that, you got to understand that penalties and interest continue to run, and IRS is going to grab your refund. Just so you know, you need to know those two things. So while you're going under the current hardship, IRS does not forgive penalties and interest, and most people do not know that. They think that puts a freeze on that. So I talk to many people and say, well, you know, if you can't pay your IRS debt and you're not ever, you may want to file an offer and compromise. If some of you are on the cusp, you may want to make a payment agreement, because the penalties and interest are going to go down. And then for those of you who are true hardship, you should just file the offer and compromise to get rid of the debt. But I just wanted you to know the good and the bad about the hardship program. Now, when do these cases come back to the field? When are they reworked? How long do they stay on the computer? Well, only the computer knows. The IRS agent working the case has the ability to put a closing code on that case. Let's say I was working a case, I had your financial statement, I knew you couldn't pay your tax debt because you were only making $50,000 a year, so I may put a closing code of 70, which means when you reach $70,000 for an adjusted gross income, we'd relook at the case. So IRS has a couple ways to do that. The person working can put that on, but more likely than not, the IRS algorithms right now are putting cases in non-collectible. There's two types of non-collectible programs. The computer has those that worked and put it on collectible, and those the computer just said, hey, we're not working this case because there are a number of factors that said it's not working this case and it's not low-hanging fruit. Anyway, that's the offer and compromise, currently non-collectible, explained with all the key components in it. If you ever need me, give me a subscription. I'm the IRS Insider. Blessings.